Good morning. All your good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Sakitan Palelot, who here tell the others. Good morning, Grenada has started a terrific, tantalizing Tuesday morning to each and every one of you. It is the 24th of August, 2021, and thank you to each and every one of you for tuning into Good Morning Grenada, whichever platform you're using, whether it is the Facebook page, the YouTube channel, the website, GBN TV, Classic 105.5, 105.9, and those of you on Party Grenada and Go to Fet Facebook pages, bless up your whole pretty and handsome selves. And to all our viewers and listeners across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are, a spicy Grenadian 473 morning to each and every one of you. And those of you joining us internationally, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. Bless up your whole selves. We ain't sticking this morning. Let's get straight into this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is mickle. Mickle, it's spelled M-I-C-K-L-E. Mickle, it's an adjective which means great, large, or much. Mickle. It is often found in the expression, many a little makes a mickle, which sometimes appears instead as many a pickle makes a mickle, or many a mickle makes a muckle, and points to how a vast number of small quantities can form a great quantity. Mickle has many cognates in the other Indo-European languages that pertain to greatness, whether literal size or figurative influence. From mickle's Latin cognate, we have magnify and magnitude. Mickle entered the English language in the 12th century. Word of the day this morning, mickle, spelled M-I-C-K-L-E. It is an adjective which means great, large, or much. An example of the use of the word, but let me laugh a while, I've mickle time to grieve. Another example of the use of the word, he might never have any man bethink of bliss that were greater in any country than in this. Might never man know any so mickle joy as was with Arthur and with his folk here. Okay, that one time me up. But either way, the word of the day is mickle, M-I-C-K-L-E, an adjective which means great, large, or much. That's the word of the day. Plenty. Local balance. Plenty. A mickle. A lot of time. I have mickle time before I go home. I have a lot of time here before I go home. As you go about your day, let's see what the thought of today is. A thought for today. Life is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. It's your choice to scream or enjoy the ride. Life is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. It's your choice to scream or enjoy the ride. It's up to you how you spend your day, your week, your year, your life. You can either scream and be frightened and be anxious or be depressed, or you can just enjoy the ride, have fun with it, and it's up to you. Everybody has a choice in everything that we do. At least most things that we do, we have a choice. So it's up to you to choose how you want to live your life. The thought for today, life is like a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. It's your choice to scream or enjoy the ride. Let's see what's celebrated today, August 24th, 2021. A few things celebrated today. Today is also Kobe Bryant Day. This is the day that his two favorite numbers come together, 8 and 24. His birthday was yesterday. May he continue to rest in peace. And today it is also Pluto Demoted Day. Pluto Demoted Day. On this day, bust out our telescopes and get the spirit of planetary study. Can you believe that after nearly 80 years as an official planet, Pluto was demoted down to a dwarf planet? In 2006, the International Astronomical Union determined that since Pluto is not the dominant object in its orbit around the Sun, it could no longer be an official planet. So today it is, 15 years since Pluto, all that time passed already, since Pluto was demoted from being a planet. In school it was 9 planets, now it's 8, because Pluto is no longer a planet, and today is the day that it is it happened. 15 years later, today is the day that it happened when the official announcement was made. Poor Pluto. Poor Pluto. So it's Pluto demoted day. What I go again? My very excited mother just sat upon Nellie's pincushion. Something so. To remember which planet followed the other in the distance from the sun. Don't all you remember it? My very excited mother just sat upon Nellie's pincushion. Yeah, God bless him, you go, girlfriend. I remember. I doesn't forget everything. All right, information time. Somebody laughing at me on the WhatsApp. Don't laugh at me, man. All right, let me go. Information time. For those of you who still are thinking and are hoping, looking forward to getting vaccinated, the Ministry of Health has been conducting a number of pop-up clinics across the island. In addition to the usual sites of the health center and the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, they have done some pop-up clinics in different communities. And today, the pop-up clinic will be at the Ministry of Health at the Ministerial Complex on the ground floor. So those are especially the public officers at the complex who are thinking about getting vaccinated. You can do so at the Ministry of Health on the ground floor in the complex, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Effective yesterday, the government added another vaccine to the rotation. So in addition to AstraZeneca, members of the public can now get or have a choice between the AstraZeneca or the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. So the pop-up clinic at the Ministerial Complex, Ministry of Health, ground floor, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. And it's not just for public officers. If members of the public, if you're in the area and you want to get vaccinated, just ensure you have your ID and you can do so and choose between the AstraZeneca and the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccines. And just before we go, just as some by way of information, this morning's post-cabinet briefing will be facilitated by the Ministry of Health. Minister Nicholas Steele and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles are expected to be the facilitators of post-cabinet briefing. That takes place 10 a.m. And of course, we will broadcast post-cab on GBN platforms, especially as Grenada's COVID-19 situation continues to unfold. Just yesterday, 5 additional cases were announced, and Grenada is now up to 44 active COVID-19 cases. They are all in isolation/quarantine. So we are up to 44. If my memory serves me correctly, I think this is the most active cases we have had at one time. I just need to double check to make sure, but I think it is, considering the cluster from December. But just continue to be safe and be cautious. And now let's get ready for the news. Those of you on radio, it's time for the morning edition of news. And those of you on our visual platforms, we bring you highlights of last evening's newscast. Good morning, Grenada, on a terrific Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Hey kids! It's back to school time with Dutch Lady. Win one of 3 bicycles when you purchase a Dutch Lady UHT 1 liter or Dutch Lady condensed milk 1,000 gram at any participating outlet. Promotion runs from August 9th to September 30th, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Dutch Lady Milk, proudly distributed by Hubbard's Agency Department, located on Kirani James Boulevard.
It's time to prepare for an A+ this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Shop today for laptops, tablets, printers, and more for a chance to win $1,000 cash. Get it now with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 60 days. Save big with great deals only from Quartz, bringing value home.
Be careful, little heirs, what you hear, and be slow when jumping to conclusion. It's apparent that this is the message being sent to the public as a melodramatic episode played out on the social media stage over the weekend. It started with the circulation of a voice note and ended with a vehement denial. Rena Pear-Thomas picks up that story.
Was it you?
No, categorically not. It was not me.
It wasn't me, isn't me. That's the adamant claim of Superintendent of Police Vanny Cowan as he was forced to contend with a panic-infused voice note which went into circulation on social media.
As the contact tracing continues, Grenada is compromised. We have a lot of cases. They're happening as we speak. A number of police officers and the families are coming down with this thing. Guys, please, those of you who are not vaccinated, those of us who are not vaccinated, please wear your mask, avoid crowd.
The senior policeman was forced into a reactionary mode after the voice note went viral last night. The recording was circulated via WhatsApp and included suggestions that the country was being compromised by COVID-19, as well as claims that several police officers have been infected. The individual also encouraged persons to ramp up their COVID prevention measures and to stay at home if they were not required to report to work. Superintendent Cohen told the Government Information Service this morning that it was clearly the work of an impersonator.
So I want people to know that the contents of that voice note, as far as I am concerned, is not factual. And I do not want a panic among the police force or among the families of police officers thinking that, we are tainted to the point where they don't feel safe for their loved ones in the police force.
A counter voice recording was issued to the media during the mid-morning today, denying that the voice note was created by Superintendent Cohen. It was sent to GBN News contact via a well-known aide of the government. The superintendent says that after careful analysis, the piece could be easily digged.
The information in the voice note, as far as I know, is not factual. And why do I say that? You get the sense, listen to the voice note, that there are a number of COVID cases in the RGPF. That is not factual. In fact, only yesterday we were able to confirm that we've had our first COVID-related case within the force. And we put out an official response to that. And that is the state of COVID within the RGPF. I do not sit on the COVID committee. I do not receive any information from the COVID committee. I get my information on COVID as everybody else gets it through the dashboard of the Ministry of Health. So I have no inside information to be able to be providing inside information to anybody. So I want people to know that the contents of that voice note, as far as I am concerned, is not factual.
The police high command also issued a statement distancing Superintendent Cohen from the recording. It announced that investigation have been started to determine the circulation that led to what the RGPF labeled as a very unfortunate occurrence. The police had informed the GBN that a press conference was being planned for today to address this matter and other pressing issues, but that briefing never materialized. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
The public forensics went into dissection mode as the voice note was followed by a vehement denial. Superintendent Cohen said after listening to the recording, he himself found it to be what some may label as a clone of his voice. GBN's Joseph Kador sought out various possibilities which in the modern technological age could land Superintendent Cohen in the spot of bother.
With the vehement denial that he was not the person on the recording, many have wondered just what went down on Sunday. Some are wondering whether it was merely an idle mischief maker who decided to place the nation in a frenzy, or whether it was a prank among friends that made its way out of the lab, as has been suspected with the coronavirus. In researching the case, GBN went into online archives for possible voice and impersonation applications. Several were listed online, providing simple steps which could be followed to alter voices to sound like celebrities, famous people, or just about anyone. A YouTube tutorial was specific in its pick for someone trying to sound like Morgan Freeman, who is known for his roles in movies like Driving Miss Daisy, Invictus, Olympus Has Fallen, and many others. As many ponder the case, some have dissected the voice note and have dismissed it as a hoax. Others say if you know Superintendent Cohen, he's a stickler for protocol and will never break protocol in such a dramatic way as it came across in the voice note. Other members of the jury contend the possibility that what could have been intended for an inner circle made its way out of the barn and could possibly result in unintended consequences. For now, the prosecution has heard a vehement denial with no presentation of a counter-argument. However, a voice note which emanated separate and apart from that of the purported Cohen voice saw fingers being pointed in the direction of one of the people who have been making waves on social media in recent times. GBN continues to follow the story and will bring you updates as it unfolds. GBN spoke with comedians and actors today who, after some deliberation, said the jury will be out on this one for a long time. Joseph Cador, GBN News.
Very interesting indeed. While some got into the tickle about the alleged Kerwin recording, others were getting frantic about the continued increase in COVID-19 cases. The COVID-19 unit at the General Hospital was activated last week, and fears have surfaced that it could become overwhelmed if the cases which were identified in recent weeks could put more pressure on the health system. To balance the concerns, the government provided locals with another vaccination option as it rolled out the Pfizer vaccines. We get the details in this report.
The Food and Drug Administration on Monday granted full approval to the Pfizer-BioNTech coronavirus vaccine, making it the first licensed vaccine for the coronavirus. The vaccine approval is said to be the swiftest in the agency's history. It has come less than 4 months after Pfizer-BioNTech filed for licensing on May 7th. The vaccine has been approved for 2 doses, 3 weeks apart in people 16 and older. It remains available under emergency use authorization for adolescents between the ages of 12 and 15. Last Wednesday, health officials in Grenada received 29,250 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine doses as a second choice to the AstraZeneca vaccine for Grenadians.
What is more important on that, not just that this is the first bilateral delivery from the United States to the US, but that this is the first vaccine that is available for persons 12 and over. And I think it has come just in time for school. And there's so many parents out there that I know are going to rest easier tonight.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele has welcomed the FDA approval of the Pfizer vaccine, which coincidentally comes on the day that Grenada is rolling out its use. Minister Steele said the Pfizer approval is great news and he expects to see other vaccines getting approval worldwide. The vaccines were donated to Grenada by the U.S. government as part of the Biden-Harris administration's global vaccine sharing framework.
I'm looking forward to many persons coming. We expect to start the using this vaccine on Monday morning. We will make announcements between now and Monday morning as to the sites that the vaccine will be available. We will make it available to as many sites as possible.
Health officials hope that the first FDA-approved COVID-19 vaccine will boost the public's confidence that it meets the high standards for safety and effectiveness. For GBN News, Anika Alexander, trainee reporter.
A disregard to COVID-19 regulations and engagement in illegal gatherings, which are being blamed for the present increase in COVID-19 cases in Grenada. It has forced government to review and adjust regulations. National Security Minister and Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Keith Mitchell says he hopes the public understands the need for changes.
There is now less time for business activities and social events, as Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell announced a scaling back of activities with the revised curfew hours of 9 p.m. to 5 in the morning. It started at midnight last Friday and goes until the 3rd day of September. Prime Minister Mitchell tried to reason with the populace, as he said the measures are not intended to be punitive, but rather necessary to contain the spread of COVID-19.
3 clusters have so far been identified, and they are directly linked to private parties and unauthorized events in St. George's Northwest and St. George's Northeast, all of which were attended by more than 20 persons. None of these activities were granted permission by the Royal Grenada Police Force, and there was general non-compliance with established protocols. In addition, some of the same individuals who attended these events and tested positive also participated in carnival-like activities in Grove and Sates and in St. Andrews also during the last week. In short, sisters and brothers, we had a series of super spread events during the week of August 8th to 15th. Based on the science and the multiplier effect with respect to transmissibility, it is likely that the number of infected persons could rise further in the coming days. Additionally, it is in fact the Delta variant that is circulating in Grenada. The rate of infection can be much higher, but we await confirmation of that from the Caribbean Public Health Agency when they have tested the samples provided by the health team.
He highlighted the cluster of cases in some locales and said these were linked to unauthorized events in St. John, St. George Northwest, and St. George Northeast.
There will be changes in the COVID-19 regulation as of midnight. Therefore, effective Saturday, August 21st, 2021, the curfew will be implemented at 9 p.m. and it ends at 5 a.m. daily. All approvals already granted for social events, including private parties, bus tours, and boat rides within the next 2 weeks have been rescinded with immediate effect. Therefore, there should be no social gatherings, inclusive of weddings and funerals, with more than 20 persons present, and which do not comply with the stipulated protocols. These measures will remain in effect until September 3rd, 2021. And I encourage full compliance as revised protocols are intended to protect us all.
Over the weekend, the National Democratic Congress issued a statement in response to the Prime Minister's address. Its executive recommended that the quarantine period for all persons entering Grenada should be increased to no less than 5 days, regardless of their vaccination status. Some other suggestions put forward by the NDC include the implementation of free testing for all persons wishing to know their status, random testing nationwide, and making quarantine facilities available for locals who test positive. The NDC is also urging government to identify a designated COVID-19 unit, which should be equipped with beds, ventilators, PPE, and other amenities. For GBN News, Beverly Telesford.
While some were busy following the news related to COVID-19, some person or persons decided to make a charge at a local bookstore in the city. Chrislina John reports.
With the start of Michaelmas term in September about 2 weeks away, parents are on the upswing, capitalizing on school supplies for their children. In the midst of the hustle and bustle, some parents experienced a bit of inconvenience Monday morning as one of the main bookstores in the town of St. George were forced to remain closed. GBN was reliably informed that Standard Bookstore, located on Lower Lucas Street, St. George, has been broken into, which led to a disruption in services to the public. With books playing an integral part of a child's learning and development, many parents were put at a disadvantage, turning up at the bookstore and not being able to make their purchase.
From all the way in St. David's, I was told that there was a break-in and we have to wait until 10 for them to open the bookstore. Okay. They then came out and say they'll be open hopefully 12 o'clock.
Watch you are sweating. Watch you are sweating and walk come up that hill. You see how far they put the bookstore? That poor people, imagine old people coming up that market hill. And I come up here, I take my time, look sweat on me. Take my time and come up here thinking that I'll be successful. You understand? To go back home and get my business done. Come here this morning, they break open here, a bookstore. Come on, Grenadians, wake up.
Well, yes, I mean, it's like a shock to me because I came just to grab and go because I've got to meet someone else. And just to hear that the bookstore would be open at 12 because of a break-in, it's kind of like a great inconvenience, I guess, to everybody.
GBN sought a comment from the business owner. However, we were told that they did not wish to comment at this time as the police are conducting their investigations into the break-in. One parent, feeling burdened by the turn of events, calls for unity among Grenadians and to be each other's keeper.
Grenadians, no! Come on, we have to do better than that. And you know what I find? I find we turning beasts against each other. We show no love to each other anymore. What's going on? Want to know what's going on with my people? No love outside here? I mean, no sympathy?
GBN attempted to get a comment from the Community Relations Department, however was told that they did not receive any information yet and would forward as soon as that becomes available. Christina John, GBN News.
A number of communities that may be considered hotspots for certain violent crimes have been the target areas for the RGPF's mobile unit. The police force embarked on this initiative about 1 month ago, setting up their first mobile unit in River Road. Christina John has been speaking with an officer at their next setup point last Friday.
I'm standing just outside another of the RGPF's mobile unit that has been set up here in the Manhattan area in St. George. Now we will be speaking just in a little while to Corporal Julian, who would explain to us the reason why they are here and explain some of the services that the community, Grandans and surrounding areas can access from the police mobile unit. Now I'm actually inside of the RGPF's mobile unit, and to take us through the process, I'll be speaking with Julian. So your first contact with someone who's coming to make a report, what do they do? What do you advise them?
First of all, we have a mini sanitizing area right here, so that would be done. You know, they have to get themselves properly, sanitized before entering. And this here is our, we should say, receptionist area, so persons would have to wait here in case we are dealing with someone here, because we would use this area basically as the charging area. As you can see, we have a little notebook, we have our diary for complaints for this particular area here. We also have stationery stock. We have all the farmer documents. We have all our farmer documents, which include statements, forms, medical form, etc. Yes, and we also have traffic officers with us as well. So if there is any issue or anything pertaining to traffic and so on, we have officers here to deal with that as well.
What happens with the information received from complaints?
If anyone gives a statement here, we follow the same rules as when a statement is recorded at the station. So according to the request, because when you give a statement, you have several requests as a complainant. Sometimes you want your matter to go to court, or maybe you want the accused person to be spoken to, or you just want to have a report and record for future reference. So the same process that takes place in the police station is gonna happen here. So if somebody come here and they give a statement, for example, for a harm offense, they will be given a medical form. They would have to see a doctor, so the doctor can write his findings and so on it. And they will return that medical form to us at the station. And then we will do the formal process, which is, probably detaining persons, doing interviews and arresting them and so on.
The RGPF had made the hours flexible, operating between the hours 1 to 6 p.m., giving consideration to individuals who are working and may need to make a report. Corporal Julian further explained to GBN that they do other routines while in the area.
Because we wouldn't be just stationed here, what we're trying to do as well is to do some mini patrols, in pairs, probably as reach as far as about 100 feet away from here, or even down through Montu area. So it's not about just staying here per se, but just to do some mini patrols and to ensure that the area is really safe, and people like to see the police.
Manhattan in St. George, where we have just been speaking with Corporal Julian about the services of the RGPF that has been brought to the community. I am Christina John for GBN News.
Great. Increasing numbers of COVID-19 cases and amendments to the regulations have cast doubt on the status of the new school term.
Chief Education Officer Angela Finley was in anticipatory mood when the question was put to her on Friday ahead of the Prime Minister's address.
When it comes to protocol, we take our guidance from the Ministry of Health. Fortunately for us in Grenada, we have basically gone through all possible options that can exist for schools. We have protocols for when there was no school possible, when we were in full lockdown. We have protocols developed for when it is 6 feet distancing. We have protocols for 3 feet distancing. So we await the guidance of the Ministry of Health. Whichever direction they determine is best for the opening of school, we do have plans that have already been tested for all possible scenarios.
The first time the Ministry of Education introduced a blended approach to learning was September last year. Students were taught in the classroom on some days and online for part of the time. Clinical psychologist Dr. Augustine Pancho thinks the recent spike in cases may lead to a revision of the school's timetable and lecturing structure.
That surround school. Remember last year September when we had to decide whether or not we stagger, how were we going to do school. I think the school system, the educational system survived last year, albeit that we didn't have these massive graduations and we didn't have a lot of, we resorted to a lot of online teaching and we had some challenges there with the technology and the internet, etc. But this time we have all of these in place. We have school reopening and we have anxious parents who are wondering, is it safe? And so
he told GBN's Blossom Alexis-Welsh on today's To The Point that there needs to be adjustment in our mindset.
To require us to rethink the way we do things. Pull out the masks, pull out the hand sanitizers, start limiting the number of people that are riding in your transport or in the bus. I think all of the businesses are going to be cognizant of this new development and they're going to insist that all of the COVID protocols are maintained in addition to restricting the number of people.
There are at least 39 cases of COVID-19 with contact tracing ongoing. Christina John, GBN News.
Once upon a time we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LED. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in. How do you know if it is working? We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Renelec, energizing our Grenada.
quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Get Rubigas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Fallage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Introducing Color by Sissons. Color by Sissons. Color by Sissons. Color by Sissons. Color by Sissons.
there's no better way to start your day than with me on Good Morning Grenada. Covering everything you need to start your mornings off right. 6:35 a.m. on weekdays on all GBN platforms. Good Morning Grenada, adding a little blossom to your mornings.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary, Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada, 18 and a half minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock. Those of you just joining us, happy to have you. And those of you who stuck with us, thanks for your patience. It's always a pleasure to have you joining us on Good Morning Grenada. Bless up your whole selves. Let's get into this morning's discussion. This morning, it is, let's call it a continuation of a conversation we had recently in relation to an initiative that the Republic Bank is hosting. It's called the Women's Entrepreneurship Program. And this morning I have joining us is the Managing Director of Republic Bank, Mrs. Naomi Campbell, as well as Mrs. Georgina Terry, and they're both here to give us some more information on this program. Good morning, ladies, and thank you both for joining us on this early Tuesday morning.
Good morning.
Good
morning. Nice to be with you this morning.
And nice to have you as well. So, since our last discussion, Mrs. Allie, what is the latest development? How close are we to getting this program up and running and successful?
Well, the program was launched on to September 9th to get in all the applications. I must say we have had a lot of interest since we last spoke, and I expect a big turnout from the Grenada businesswomen for the program.
And just remind us again the entire aim of the program and what it's really meant to do for our women entrepreneurs.
Well, as we said the last time, it's designed to help Caribbean women entrepreneurs to attain the skills required to build their businesses into sustainable, profitable enterprises. And there will be a heavy emphasis on the use of technology to enable their business to achieve that goal.
Ms. Terry, you're joining us here this morning and appreciate you this morning. Let's look at what this program is all about. First of all, tell us about the BPD's history with supporting women entrepreneurs.
Good morning again, everyone. So my company, BPD Associates, we have been in business since 2007. And we first started really in the corporate space. You know, my background is I'm an accountant by profession and a consultant. That's where I started the company in that field, in corporate training and leadership development and coaching. But when I was actually coaching individual career professionals, I started to find a lot of the time when I'd ask them what they would want in their future, they would say they wanted to start a business. And then I realized that a lot of people were scared. So back in 2010, I wrote a book called The Amazing Race to Entrepreneurial Freedom, which was around how to help people start businesses successfully. And then from that, started to do different programs for entrepreneurs. We have masterminds where it's a group program for women entrepreneurs to come together and grow their businesses. There's one-to-one coaching. And then also the Entrepreneur's Business Builder, which is this program we're talking about. And we've seen women come through our various services and transition from a career professional full-time into their business, you know, fulfilling that dream. We've seen people who are part-time, who don't necessarily want to come across fully, but have been able to scale their businesses. So really what we're supporting women entrepreneurs to do is to take that dream, make it tangible, and actually help them achieve that dream so it becomes a reality.
Why did you develop the Entrepreneur's Business Builder program? What was your vision behind it?
Okay, so when working before with Mastermind, in our Mastermind group, which is really a group of women who come together for accountability to review their businesses, as well as one to people who came to us for one-to-one individual business support services. What I started to realize is that a lot of women-owned businesses, they had started businesses because they liked to do the thing. So whether you're an accountant wanting to be an accountant, whether you like to make cakes, whether you like to make jewelry. So they went after their passion, right? So I'm really about supporting women entrepreneurs to tap into that passion. And they would do that, which is great. But what I found is that they were selling a product and service, but they weren't running or managing a business. They're two very different things. I can get something and sell it, or do my best to try and sell it. But really, how are you actually structuring the business? So what are how are you putting your finances in place? What are you putting for marketing? What's the business structure? Who's the team around you? And I found a lot of clients coming in and they were struggling because they hadn't done that business development piece. And so that's when the Entrepreneur's Business Builder was born, to say, okay, to fill those gaps. Yes, you've got the passion, fantastic, you need that. Yes, you've got a vision, fantastic, you need that. But you also need to know how to run a business and what the business needs to be successful. So that's when the Entrepreneur's Business Builder was born.
So what would you say are some of the challenges women entrepreneurs face in the business, and how can this program help our women entrepreneurs?
Okay, great. So one of the things, and I'll say is our sales, right? So yes, there's always a lot of things about we don't have enough financing, and there's a lot, right? There's a whole shopping list of things. But I like to first start with us as a person, right? So first is getting over our own lack of self-confidence, our own fears that we put in the way. And part of the program is built into 3 phases. The first phase is around self-development. So what is your passion? What is your vision? Who's around you? What's your relationship with money? So really first focusing on you, getting any of those limiting, our limiting beliefs, working on those and understanding them and getting them out of the way. And then the business development, and then developing a CEO mindset. So first thing is really about, we're working on ourselves, not just the business. A lot of programs, when they do business, jump straight into the business. But this program is designed first, who am I? How do I think? Is my thinking getting in the way of my success? And dealing with that first. So really supporting women entrepreneurs to push through that lack of self-confidence. Listen to what we're telling ourselves. And is what we're telling ourselves really true? And maybe we've had thoughts that we've carried for several years. We need to put those down and pick up new ones, right? So that's one way the program will support. The other is, we don't have, say, access to finance, right? Or as much access to finance. Now, one of the reasons is we don't have proper records, right? Yes, we can complain different institutes and what's not available to us, but you've got to come to the table, right? You've got to at least come to the table with your stuff ready, right? And so the program will also talk about how to put your financial budgets together, how to manage your business finances, and so those are those areas as well, right? And then the third one, I'd say, there's quite a few, but I'll go the third one. If I could talk all morning, I'm sure you could tell that. You're not supposed to laugh there. You can say, of course not. And the third one is not having access. Let me rephrase that. Not making time to build our professional network. Mm. Because as women, we have so many different hats that we wear. And I'll say we choose them, even if we don't believe we choose them all, we choose them, right? And we have so many different hats. And one of the hats we don't consciously go after is building our network of like-minded people to support us. We are supporters of everybody else, right? We are nurturers of everybody else. But the one person we don't nurture is ourselves, right? And so therefore, what the program does, it gives you a ready-made support system, because the program allows you to have a buddy system. So you're going to have 3 or 4 other women entrepreneurs to walk together along the program. So you don't have a support system, the program's going to give you one, right? And you're there to support each other. So they're the three, of the whole list, shopping list we could pull up with, they're the three that I'd like to pick to say the program will support women entrepreneurs on this amazing journey for entrepreneurial freedom.
So what can participants expect from the program? Like, what would be the impact of this program for our women entrepreneurs, whether they're thinking about starting a business, already in the business, or a seasoned entrepreneur?
Okay, great. So the program is aimed for women entrepreneurs who are already in business.
Okay.
So it's 2 years plus. So you've already been making some traction. You know what it is you're selling and buying, you're selling and or manufacturing or whatever. You know what your product or service is. So it's 2 years in. And basically the program is, as I said kind of earlier, was like we have three main sections or segments of the business. There's two phases. Let me come back a bit. There's two phases of the program. Phase one is a self-paced program over a 12-week period where they'll have access to an online platform and learn the fundamentals of business. But they won't be on their own, because you're going to have this buddy group, as I talked about earlier, where you'll have 3 or 4 other women entrepreneurs supporting you along the way, and there will be live sessions run by me during that time, so 4 sessions. That's phase one. So at the end of phase one, you will have mapped out what your business is going to look like in the next 3 years. You're going to have a vision of that, right? And know where you want to focus your energy. And then in phase two, there's a selection process between phase one and phase two. And phase two, a smaller group of women will then have access to a one-to-one mentor, access to Republic Bank's account managers, will also have access to more training and development for myself, as well as will also present their progress every month to a panel to help them continue to grow their business and achieve their vision of success.
The last time you were here, Mrs. Allie, a man accosted me in the supermarket and asked me why Republic Bank is not doing a program for men. I said, well, I'm not sure. You'll have to contact Republic Bank and ask them. So let me ask, for the men who may be listening, the male entrepreneurs, any plans for one for men? Or can a man participate in this women's program?
I could understand they feeling left out. Probably something to think about down the line, but for now, women first. Men normally say that, women first. So let's look after them.
Oh, I like that. So, Ms. Terry, what do you have to say to anyone who has any doubts or hesitation about applying to the program? Because there may be some women who feel like, you know what, I'm already in business, I know what I'm doing. And there may be others who feel like, I don't think I could come up to scratch. How would you encourage women to participate in this program?
Okay, great. So the first thing, as I kind of earlier said, that first, understand what your doubt is. Isolate that doubt. So like, oh, I don't want to do it. Why? Why are you hesitating? Is it fear of failure? Or what if I can't get through? Or is it that, what if I don't connect to other people? First thing, isolate what that doubt is and really see if that doubt is real or it's just something we're flagging up to hold ourselves back, because we're very good at that, right? So that's my first thing. Own it first. Own it and name it. Then the other thing I'll say is, if you want to grow your business, apply. If you want to grow your network, apply. If you want a future-proof business that's sustainable, apply. Apply. Get on the table. Understand first. Just get in. And then once you're in, once you've applied, you can then worry about, okay, do I want to, do I not? My thing is, I would say to clients, step in first. You can decide along the journey. At least do the first bit. And the first bit in your control is to apply. It's a very simple process. It's a very simple form to complete. And like I said, what is the hesitation? Is it a real one, or are you just continuing to hold yourself back from the greatness that you are and that you can achieve?
Does it matter the kind of business I'm in?
No, not at all. As long as you're 2 years of starting the business in business for 2 years, doesn't matter whether it's a product or service, doesn't matter.
And what about starters? People who, I know you said 2 years in, but any plans for women entrepreneurs who are just starting or thinking about starting, or maybe don't know where to start, or maybe 1 year, 11 months instead of the full 2 years?
So this particular program we're partnering with Republic Bank, no, for this particular Entrepreneurs Business Builder. However, I was getting excited. I talk very fast. I'm trying to slow myself down. My company, BPD Associates, we do support women entrepreneurs who are aspiring and who are less than 2 years in business. So not through this program, but if people actually were interested in starting a business or developing their business less than 2 years, this is a service that my company does provide.
How soon the application process is currently underway?
Yes.
How soon would successful participants or even unsuccessful participants know if they've gotten through or not? Because somebody just messaged me on WhatsApp and said they tried getting through. They tried signing up.
Okay. Applications close on the 8th of September, and everyone will be notified by the end of September.
Okay, that includes both successful and unsuccessful participants.
Yes.
What would make me unsuccessful after applying?
It's always interesting that we naturally go to what if not, as opposed to what would make me successful.
Because I have a feeling the list for not being successful will be shorter than the list for the successful ones. So
basically, when everyone applies, so we're creating a transparent process. There is a scoring mechanism. So it's not just picking names out of a hat, right? There is a scoring mechanism in terms of what people already have in place in the business. So it doesn't mean you have to have everything. But there is a scoring mechanism so we can pick, so we know kind of who we're working with and who we're going to pick. So people who have maybe the lowest scores. Well, I'd like to read that. People who have the higher scores will move into the program. And it just depends how many people that we get. But there is a transparent way of selecting who moves through into the program itself. But the thing is, I'll say to anyone who sent that in order to be considered, you have to apply.
I agree. Somebody on the WhatsApp is inquiring if there must be, you mentioned that you have to work along with maybe 2 or 3 other entrepreneurs as part of the program. Somebody's inquiring if that's a must. And that brings the topic of there are women who feel like they work better alone compared to groups. There are women who may not get along while in groups. So is it a must that you work along with other entrepreneurs? How would you work around people who maybe not getting along in their groups?
It's a good question. So it is a component of the program. It's not like you have to work with them all along. So let me put it into context. A couple of times we will ask you. So nothing is mandatory, right? This is your business. You're not in school. This is not come to school to tell you off. I'm your principal. No, we're all adults. At the end of the day, you have to know what is good for you and what isn't good for you, right? Let me put that first. What we are creating, as we've said, is that one thing we're not very good with support systems, right? We haven't built our support of life. Yes, you've got your family, they love you, but do they not even know what you're doing, right? So if you've got another group of women around you who are there, and think about it, you're all coming because you want to grow your businesses. So we've weeded out the ones who are naysayers because they're not going to be in the program. So let's look at that as well. You're already in a group or in a setting where you're with other women owners, business owners who want to strive for success. So we're already in that space. One. Come back to the question. Do you have to? No, because like I said, we are owners of ourselves. Do we recommend it? Yes. So, for example, as I talked earlier, I have a mastermind group that I run in BPD. And during the pandemic, when people were scared about what was going to happen, what was going to, go on in the world and for their businesses, in the mastermind, we have at the moment 8 women entrepreneurs in the mastermind. All 8 of them are all still in business. And one of them has been their best year, even in the pandemic. And one of the reasons, not the only reason, one of the reasons is because when things were getting rough, they had each other. I don't know what's going on. How do I get through this? I'm crying today. How do you, so it wasn't just business. They were supporting each other as people and as business owners. We can't do deliveries. Things are closed down. Okay, try rideshare. That's a service we have here, right? They do all different things because they were able to tap into each other's brains. Because sometimes our brains are foggy. We haven't had an experience. You've got someone else to say, you know what, I'm struggling with this. And you're like, okay, yeah, do this, do that. So it's there to support you. It's not there to hinder you. And at the end of the day, if you feel that you're better off working on your own, fair enough. But this is not to walk the entire program. This is just to touch base. I've worked on this. What is your idea? What is my idea? How do we support that? How do you think about this? That's what it's there, purely as a support, not like being in school when you've got to do a group project. It's not a group project. It's a sounding board.
I like that. I like that explanation. It's not a group project, it's a sounding board. How can our women entrepreneurs, they still have until September 8th, how can they sign up, the process and the cost to sign up for the program?
Okay. Ms. Jan, do you want to remind us of the URL, please?
So the website is www.republicpromotions.com/EBB. So they go online and get the application process done. And the cost is US $375 for the program. And that's because Republic is subsidizing 80% in phase 1 and 100% in phase 2. So it's quite subsidized. It's, as I said before, Blossom, you remember that we said it's a show of commitment towards growing your business and being successful in business, that we ask you to put in a small stake in that endeavor to start that journey.
And at the end of it, what do you both hope will be the primary takeaway for the participants?
A couple of things. One, your self-confidence will have increased, both in yourself and in your business. That's one. 2, you will know what it takes to have a sustainable business. You'll have a blueprint of what it takes. You'll have your own 3-year plan that you will know where you want to take the business and how to follow it. And fourthly, and there's a whole list, but I'll take the top 4, is that you will have a network, a Caribbean network of like-minded women that you can tap into to support you way beyond the program.
And if I may add, on the Republic side, you will have financial guidance and support from Republic Bank that you will have for the lifetime of your business. We will carry you through.
Nice. Well, ladies, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best with the program. I love when we can always support our women entrepreneurs. Being a woman myself, I'm a little biased. Men, don't be too bad on us, but we're a little biased, so be it. So thank you very much, ladies, and I wish you all the best with the Entrepreneurs Business Builder program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye. That was the Managing Director of Republic Bank, Mrs. Naomi Allie, as well as hold on, let me make sure I have the position correct. Managing Director and founder of BPD Associates, Georgina Terry. The Business Builders Program. So you have until September 8th. And once your building is at least 2 years old, you have until September 8th to sign up for the program. Again, the website www.republicpromotions.com/EBB. EBB stands for Entrepreneurs Business Builders, and you can sign up until September 8th. By the end of September, according to Ms. Terry, everyone would be notified if they are successful in the application process. The only how you would know is if you apply. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to wrap up this morning's televised portion of Good Morning Grenada. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
With a Digicel Prime Bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now. Live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
State-of-the-art Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
There's no better way to start your day than with me on Good Morning Grenada.
Covering everything you need to start your mornings off right. 6:35 a.m. on weekdays on all GBN platforms. Good Morning Grenada, adding a little blossom to your mornings.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course. Well, I've got just...
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. Before we close off, just some information to share with you. Grenada is represented at the 2020-2021 Paralympic Games by two female athletes, Nye Cruikshank in the swimming and Ishona Charles in track and field, javelin to be specific. The official opening ceremony is currently underway. And the swimmer, Nye Cruikshank, will be carrying the Grenadian flag at the opening ceremony. So you can always go onto the YouTube and look for the official opening ceremony of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, and you'll find it there. I am trying to find out exactly what number she is at in the parade, but There's always a spectacle for the opening ceremony and closing ceremony of the Olympic Games. So just tune into the YouTube. Just Google it. Not Google, but YouTube it in the search engine bar. Opening ceremony, Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, and see the spectacle yourself. I'm going to do that now as I end the televised portion of Good Morning Grenada. Excitement, and I want to go and see what's going on in the opening. Thank you very much. Oh, and reminder that post-cab briefing at 10 a.m. We will be carrying it live on GBN platforms. Minister of Health Nicholas Steele and the Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles will be the facilitators for post-cab. It is interesting to tune into post-cab, especially now with the COVID-19 situation in Grenada. There are 44 active COVID-19 cases in Grenada as we speak. Let me not say as we speak. As of 4 p.m. yesterday, 5 new cases were announced yesterday, bringing the total number of active cases to 44. According to the dashboard, there are 7 imported cases, 1 import related, meaning a direct contact of one of the import cases, and there are 36 active local cases. They are under investigation according to the dashboard. 36 is a startling number, which means they were in and about us in various activities, supermarkets and in town and wherever else we go in. And yes, so if you suspect that you have COVID-19 symptoms, call the hotline. I've seen reports and information of people leaving home to go to the general hospital and or health centers to get tested. That should not happen, as they've been saying in PSAs for the past months. If you suspect you have been in contact with a COVID-19 patient or you are experiencing symptoms, call the COVID-19 hotline and one of the COVID-19 team members will come to you. I was trying to find the number for this, the hotline. Hold on, let me see if I find it in the meantime. The specific number for the hotline, call the hotline or call the health center. Do not leave home. You shouldn't be going to work. You shouldn't be going to church. You should just be keeping yourself quiet and at home. And wait for them to get to you. What is what I'm looking for? How soon they get to you is to be determined, but better safe than sorry. Right, so the COVID-19 hotline numbers are 458-4787 or 538-4787. Again, the COVID-19 hotline, 458-4787 or 538-4787. Call the hotline, let them know what you're experiencing, and they would come to you. Don't go to them, please. All right, it's 10 minutes to 8. Thank you so very much for joining us on Good Morning Grenada. Enjoy the rest of your terrific, tantalizing Tuesday. I understand it's raining bucket of drops in parts of the island. I think I heard it as I was conducting the interview just a short while ago. So please be safe. Walk with your umbrellas, your galoshes, water boots, raincoats, whatever you need to stay dry, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.